Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 68th episode of the Game Packs podcast. My name is Phil, and co-hosting with me, as always, are Camilo and John. We'll be covering the hottest stories in gaming news this week, and you can watch or listen to the entire podcast on YouTube or your podcast service of choice. This week, we're going to be talking about the Nintendo financials of quarter 3 were released. Google is closing internal Stadia game studios, and a hacker gets arrested for selling shiny Pokemon. All right, we're back again with more Nintendo financial news, and this company is doing okay.
We love these numbers, man. We love numbers. We love numbers.
So we're going to do our best not to just read all these numbers like we have in podcast previous. We're just kind of pick out the highlights and then sort of talk about those as they are interesting. Okay, so I guess the first thing we want to talk about is the Nintendo Switch sold 79.87 million units, and that is just surpassed the Nintendo 3DS. All lines of the Nintendo 3DS have been surpassed by the Nintendo Switch. What do you guys think about that right off the bat? What do you think? How do you guys think about that? 3DS was wildly successful. Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. For the longest time at like the beginning of the Switch's life, people were saying like, oh, like these games are getting released on 3DS because like the 3DS has such a massive user base. Mm-hmm. Now it's crazy that it like eclipsed it.
Especially after the debacle of the Wii U as well. Like, Wii U only sold 13 million units total, and we're already we're at
basically that. 80.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane. Yeah. I can't believe the Wii U only sold 13 million units. Like,
I think the Switch Lite by itself has outsold the Wii U right now.
That's nuts.
That's crazy.
The Switch Lite has outsold the Nintendo Wii U. But you know what? This is a throwback to last week. I'm playing Bayonetta on my Wii U. I plugged it in. So, you know what? The Wii U might have only sold 13 million copies, but I was one of those buyers.
Well, I think the Wii U was like a big influence on how the Switch did, because if the Switch didn't port some of the games like Mario Kart 8, like it probably wouldn't have been as successful as quickly.
Speaking of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that is the top selling Switch game.
It's crazy.
At 33.41 million units, which would be, what is that, like a 40% attach rate?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's insane. But I mean, again, there's always the asterisks. I can't say that word without having a speech impediment. There's always an asterisk with the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe because that's like a bundle game in a lot of Switch bundles. So people get it for free.
Well, they don't get it for free. They upcharge those bundles.
No, it's just the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe bundle is just like $2.99.
Yeah,
ciao, bro. Just like they did it with 3DS. They put Mario Kart 7 in like so many 3DS bundles.
They do sell those a lot, but I think it's only around the holidays they do that. It's like it's not offered throughout the year with the Mario Kart 8.
I mean, it's still an impressive number. Like, even if it's, I don't know, 25 million separate units.
It's at 33 million. But here's a game that wasn't bundled in that's worth talking about. That is only 2 million shy at 31.18 million sold, and that's Animal Crossing New Horizons.
That one blows my mind. That game hasn't been out a full year.
Yeah, not a full year. That's insane. Not a full year. Mario Kart has been out for, I don't know, it came out year 1, right?
Yeah, it was like the second month. It was like 2 months afterwards. Month.
Yeah, so we're pushing 4 years. So 4 years on the market, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then we've got, 10 months maybe on the market for Animal Crossing New Horizons?
Yep.
Well, this stopped at December, so it's like 8 to 9
and it doesn't even count, it doesn't count Christmas stuff, right?
Well, no, this would, because it's this ending December 31st.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Still, it hasn't been a year. It has not been a year.
Yeah.
They Animal Crossing got the boost because of the pandemic. Like, I feel like that's one of the only things that might have benefited from the pandemic, because it was the perfect type of game
I
for
would
it.
think people who sell surgical masks and I think Johnson & Johnson has been benefiting. Pfizer.
I said one of the
Moderna.
few. Okay, I said one of the few.
Sorry.
You know?
A lot of people have been benefiting from the pandemic. A lot of people not, though. Gosh, yeah. So Animal Crossing, I think that's the big thing from this year. That was the big game.
Will it surpass Mario Kart?
It's definitely the fastest selling Switch game.
Yeah.
Will it pass? I mean, it only has 2 million more to go.
Yeah, it's gonna
but
pass.
Also, the thing that will make it surpass it is if they release Mario Kart 9. Then people will stop buying 8 and they'll start buying 9. But Animal Crossing they're not going to make Animal Crossing 2 on the Switch, but it's more likely they'll make a Mario Kart 9.
Yeah.
So I think that would be the thing that would like really cause it to be like Animal Crossing #1 game on the Switch of all time. Which kind of makes me sad because in my personal opinion, I don't think it's the best game on the Switch.
No.
But man, these are crazy numbers. What was the other number? Oh, the Wii number. So Wii is the best-selling Nintendo home console, not
home
unit
console
of all time, but best-selling home console with 101 million units. So we're at about 80 million. So we're 20 million away. How long? What was the Wii's lifespan?
From 2006. Well, I mean, they sold it, I guess, a little after the Wii U came out. So 2006 to like probably 2013.
Yeah.
So
13.
Yeah, we're still pretty well. This will be the 4th year for the Switch.
Mm-hmm. And how many Wiis were there? There was.
It's just the Wii, and then they had like the not backwards compatible Wii, and then the Wii Mini.
Yeah.
But, like the Wii Mini didn't.
Is
really
the
sell
Wii Mini
anything.
the red one that couldn't get on the internet?
Yeah.
That was such a stupid idea. That thing is so dumb. I mean, it's great for like a little kid who just wants to play Mario Kart. What was it?
The Wii.
Wii? Just called Mario Kart Wii? I was like, when did they start numbering them? On 3DS, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that, I mean, I think it will pass.
It will get there.
Because we only have Switch and Switch Lite. I think there's definitely going to be at least one more iteration of the Switch. I think we talk about it every podcast, and it's going to be the Switch Pro.
They did say they're not planning on it anytime soon. Again.
That doesn't mean they're not planning it at all.
Yeah.
They're lying to us.
I hope they are. Like, I hope they're not just sitting on their, sitting on their thumbs, being like, "Yo, no, it's fine."
I don't think they're sitting on their thumbs as much as they're sitting on a humongous pile of
there's
cash.
not as much incentive for them to do that.
Stop buying
It
Switches.
just keeps selling.
I mean, whatever. As long as I just wish that they would try harder to make the games like function better. Like, it's like, dude, you're making these first party games. Like, it's not like Age of Calamity came out on PS5 and then they tried to make it work on the Switch. It's like, that's a Switch exclusive and it runs like booty garbage. Like, come on. Either make the games work or don't make them at all. Or make a new system. Those are the three options.
Yeah. Maybe that game, Age of Calamity, was developed for the Switch Pro, and then when it gets the Switch Pro, when the Switch Pro comes out, it's gonna get that boost and actually work.
I'm just gonna run around the Korok Forest, or what's it called in Breath of the Wild?
Lost Woods.
The Lost Woods.
The Lost Woods. I'm just gonna run around the Lost Woods as soon as the Switch Pro comes out. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna get any new games that would like utilize the system better. I'm just gonna run around the Lost Woods. It's gonna be great.
I think it's gonna easily catch the Wii.
Yeah.
Maybe this year.
Could it?
Oof.
Could it touch the DS?
I don't.
That's a long way.
so.
That's a long way.
So, for reference, the DS has sold 150 something, 154, 154 million units, and we're like halfway, over halfway. I mean, they're saying though that the Switch is only halfway through its life cycle, though. So if we're halfway through, I can't imagine though that the Switch would just keep selling consistently the same amount. Like all the way through its life. Doesn't it start to peter off after a while? Like, haven't people adopted the system and then it stops growing after a while? It's not just like linear growth.
Does that DS number include like DSi, like all the
it's all the
versions
iterations.
of DS?
Yeah, all of them. All of them. How many DSs do you guys have?
I only have one.
All of them except the DSi XL.
I had a chunky boy.
Oh yeah, I
was
had a
just
chunky
given to
boy.
me. I didn't buy it, and then I sold it to get a 3DS. And my little brother came to visit me, and he forgot his DSi. So there's a DSi back there on the shelf, which is now, I guess it's mine. He can come get it. It belongs to me now. It's funny, the wallpaper has a bunch of pictures of him on it. I love it. It's funny. Come get your DSi, dude.
I'm looking at some of these other numbers, and it's kind of surprising. Like, I always thought they sold more, like the N64. Like, everybody loves the N64. It only sold 32 million units.
Didn't do that great.
Well, I mean, that was when... I mean, do we have PS1 numbers on here or no?
No.
I can research squad that real quick. But, I mean, PS1 came out, and people were, like, ready to jump onto, like, that new hotness. PS1,
104 million.
104?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Smoked
That
it.
is, like... That'd be triple the 64?
But, like, the Xbox One outsold the N64.
Yeah, but then you gotta think, like... The more time that passes, it's the more people who are into gaming. Like, you see these numbers start to go up, and it's because, like, gaming is way more accepted as, like, a form of entertainment. So, I just think there's more... The longer we live, the longer... Like, the more gamers are born.
Yeah.
You know?
Another interesting thing about this list is how many of the games are the best-selling... in their series.
Yes, that is something we should talk about.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe outsold the Wii. So I thought that was pretty...
Yeah, I was kind of... It might not have. Wait, let me check.
I know that one sold a lot. I'm not sure.
For a second, I thought you said Wii U, and I was like, bro,
No, it didn't.
work.
It's actually... The Mario Kart Wii sold 37.2 million.
Well, if you include the Wii U numbers into this Mario Kart 8 number, then yeah, it did outsell it.
Yeah, that was like
8 million, I think.
8 million, yeah.
All right, so the total if we're doing total copies of Mario Kart 8, then yeah, sure.
Okay. But Animal Crossing, that
Are
probably
numbers
destroyed all
physical
the
and
numbers.
digital?
Yeah, because they're the actual financials.
Okay.
Yeah, so Animal Crossing, New Leaf sold what, like 12 million or so. So
New Horizons is for sure the best.
It like tripled it. Smash Bros is the best-selling fighting game ever.
Yeah, it's true. It's also the best Smash Bros. Game, and feel free to @ me, leave a comment, or join the Discord and yell at me.
I feel like, I don't know, most people would agree with you. It's
The Ultimate is the best.
Yeah.
Unless you were like a teenager or in your 20s in like the early 2000s and you just think Melee is the best game ever. But like, guys, it's not. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not better. I don't know. I guess there's like different like tricks and glitches and things that people can do to like make it an interesting fighting game, but I'm sorry. Banjo's in freaking Ultimate, man. Like, I don't care. I'm all about having fun. I saw a pretty good meme that was just like I forget what they were talking about like who they should let into Smash, and like then there's like that's on one panel, like people like really seriously discussing it and debating it, and then on the next panel is just Sakurai just being like, "Ooh, this looks fun." It's like, yeah, he's trying to make a fun game, and like you guys are just yelling at him about tier lists.
Tier list for 87 or how many characters? 80 characters or whatever.
Tier lists and Gino. Stop yelling about Gino. Nobody knows who Gino was. Super Mario Party is something that people are yelling about because it's the best-selling Super Mario Party. It's best-selling Mario Party, Super Mario Party, but there was no support, no DLC, no like.
I feel like that game dropped and like they never mentioned it again. Like it came out on a Friday and like they didn't say anything about it.
Mm-mm. And I finally have been giving it a shot. Like I played it a few times, but like I really sat down with like my brother and sister-in-law, and we played like 2 nights in a row, and we played like for like 3 hours apiece. And I was like, man, this game's actually pretty good. Like, this game gets a lot of hate, but I actually was really enjoying it. I just don't like in Mario games sometimes, like competitive Mario games, like Kart or Party, where, like, you know, rubber banding is a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Or, like, the blue shell. Or, like, oh, you stepped on a thing
Pity
like
stars.
10 times. Yeah, it's like 10 times, so, like, you lose a star for no reason. Or, like, somebody else gets a star because, like, they stepped on the green color the most. It's just like there's no strategy, man.
You should be able to they should allow you to turn those off. Like, make it more, like, whoever wins the most mini games, whoever collects the most stars, like, on the board. Like, that's how it should be. And, like, this one, it had, like, four boards? Like, there wasn't that much.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of boards.
That was the thing people were complaining about, too. There's 20 characters, but there's only 4 boards.
And is it, like, I think 8, 9, 9 and 10, they had everybody move together? Is it like that?
Oh, yeah, there was some type of
no one liked the cart.
They were, like, in a car or a cart or something, yeah. Anyways, so we're running out of time for this story. So do you guys have any final thoughts? Are you surprised by any of these numbers? Do you have any predictions based on these numbers? What are your guys' final thoughts on the Nintendo financials?
Pokemon is now the 3rd best-selling Pokemon game.
All right. Pokemon Sword and Shield?
Yep.
How did that do compared to Let's Go?
Let's Go is 13 million.
Yeah, it sold 7
That's
million.
expected, though, because that's a remake.
Remake again.
And it wasn't like a normal Pokemon game.
Yeah, but I think it sold the same amount as like an Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire kind of thing, or any of the other remakes.
Plus, it came out earlier in the Switch's life cycle, so not as much of a user base. Because then Sword and Shield came out the year after, I think.
I think so. Yeah, lastly, I think we need to mention that Age of Calamity, the game that I was talking about earlier that runs like, I don't know.
Turds.
Bad. It runs like turds. Has sold 3.5 million units. It has not been out that long, and it is already the best-selling Warriors game of all time. Of all the Dynasty Warriors, of all the spin-offs, of all like their licensed games. It is the best-selling one of all time, and I think that's very much connected to the fact that it is a canon prequel to one of the best games ever made, and that's Breath of the Wild.
Get ready for some more Warrior Nintendo collabs.
I'll play them. I would love to play one. I would love to play one with like Samus, but there's like not a lot of like characters to unlock because get out of here. I almost answered you. Anyways, on that note, with John's shade, I'm going to go ahead and move on. My final thought for this is, hey, Nintendo, it looks like you got a lot of money there. Why don't you put it towards a Switch Pro? That's my request. Thank you.
Fix your servers.
They did. Wait. That's like a totally different story, but they're doing it.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to mention
Anyways.
it, you know. Okay.
Okay, it got into the podcast. Camilo, do you want to throw in a real quick random thought at the end here that has nothing to do with anything?
Also, New Super Mario Bros. U sold almost 10 million units, and everybody says that game sucks. So,
I own it.
Mario
I think
3D
it
All
sucks.
Stars sold 8 million. We didn't mention that.
Oh, that's right.
Ring Fit sold close to 10 million.
Yeah, that's also pandemic related. Yeah, what was it? What did you say? The 3D All Star
3D All Stars 8.32 million.
8.32 million, which I anticipate is going to jump up very quickly in the next month or so because it's not going to be on sale.
There are
okay.
I've been at Best Buy all the time. Okay,
the story's over, John. You don't have any more time. Google is shutting down first-party development for Stadia. And I'm also shutting down John mid-sentence in the last story, so make sure to check that out if you haven't already. All right, so Google has decided to close their internal game development studio for Stadia to focus on third-party relationships. Let's see. First question, was this a surprise to anyone?
No.
No.
Nope.
The world isn't really ready for this yet.
Well, also Google does not stick with anything.
They don't support their products.
They don't support anything.
They don't support their products at all. And I don't understand it. Even if they have the greatest idea for a product, which sometimes they don't, like, for example, Google Plus. But, that's an example of what they do is they'll start a product, they'll, try to get a ton of people involved, they'll connect it to other services, they'll try just try to build this thing up, and then instead of sticking with the product or, wow, what am I trying to say? Thinking quick on their feet, just like I'm doing while co-hosting this podcast, and making changes based on what's happening in the environment. They're just nope, this isn't immediately making us buku dollars. Let's just shoot it. Take it behind the barn and shoot it. That is Google's philosophy on all of their products. And I'm not surprised at all. I'm just disappointed. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Well, so this development studio didn't even release anything, I don't think.
No. At least the Amazon one, which I believe is also getting shut down, released
Wait,
that.
is it?
I think so. I think they released that MOBA, and then they're it's a MOBA battle royale, and they're wait, no, that's too much stuff. It's just a MOBA, and then they unreleased the game, and then do you remember this?
I do kind of remember. We actually did a story on it, I think.
Did we? Dude, well, this is episode number 68. 68. We do an average of 3 to 4 stories an episode. That's a lot of stories.
I think I remember talking about this because they released it and then they immediately unreleased it.
Also, I think we talked about it recently. I think that's not that old.
Yeah.
I don't really have an excuse. That was a year ago. I don't remember that. Hey, Phil, actually, that was last week. Your memory is fading. So yeah, not a surprise to me. They don't support their products. They're literally is I think there's a website called Google Graveyard or something like that, where they just keep putting the products that Google says they're going to make, or Alphabet, or their parent company is making, and then they don't support anymore. So it's just ridiculous. Another service for the Google Graveyard.
Google Glass didn't get very far, did it?
Did
it's
it
in the
come
graveyard
out officially?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I think you could have bought those. No one did.
Yeah.
That was ahead of their time. They need to make Google Contacts.
They probably sunk a lot of money into this, and they're man, you can't afford that.
I mean, they should just be a cloud gaming service. They should just, as long as they can get all of the. Yeah, I know, but yeah, you're right. That is exactly what they're doing. But I feel that's what they should have done from the get-go. Unless they had talent if they like brought on a bunch of like really great people from like Naughty Dog or like some ex-Nintendo people or like really people who have great vision that can like totally take your company to the next level. And I didn't read any stories about that. I didn't hear any news about like people who were doing that. Like
No.
I don't know. Did they just get a bunch of people who like had played Halo at one point in their life and they're like, "Hey, can you guys make us a game?
Make a game.
Can you make us a game that's just the next Halo?"
Google
I don't
Stadia.
know.
I'm showing my
Google Stadia's
my
a joke.
exclusive Google Stadia controller.
Is that like numbered? It's so
Founders
exclusive.
Pack. I don't know. I don't see
You should have
it
left
on
it in the
here.
packaging.
Yeah, I should have. It's a pretty nice controller.
Yeah, that is nice. I wish I had an exclusive controller just for my PC. I flip back and forth using like my Xbox controller to like connect, and then I like unplug my Xbox so it doesn't wake up my Xbox. So maybe I'll order a Stadia controller just to have it, just to be like, oh yeah, I had one of those.
So at one point, like maybe a couple months ago, it was probably like just a couple months ago, they were giving away like the Stadia controller and like a few months of Stadia Pro to YouTube Premium subscribers.
What? I'm one of those.
You could have got it for free.
Oh well.
Not worth it.
Yeah, I think I
YouTube
saw that.
Premium.
Yeah, but like I'm like I don't think I would even play it even if I had if it was like all of it made available like free to me. Like I can just I feel like if you own consoles and you own like hardware to play games, like why would you want to stream your game?
Yeah, I mean Google Stadia and all these other services are fantastic if like Game Pass and all that, like to lower the barrier of entry. Because I'm sitting here and I'm fortunate enough to have a gaming PC and I almost dropped the F-bomb, every console that exists, like, but then there's other people who also just like younger kids who just like can't afford it, and they're like they could maybe convince their parents like, can we get a subscription to this? Like you don't have to buy me a PS5 which costs $500 before tax, but like they'll mail you a controller and then I can play on your Nexus or whatever.
Galaxy tablet.
Galaxy Tab.
I think
I literally bought a Galaxy tablet today, which is hilarious.
I think a lot of the issue with like the cloud gaming stuff is iOS doesn't support it. And that's like a huge market.
Yeah. But you can get the thing about that is the tablets and the phones and all of that stuff for Android, like barrier of entry is like $60. Like you can get like the worst tablet in the world, which has like a 540p resolution for like $50. Like you can get one. So that's a screen and potential like just connected to Wi-Fi. That's your computer right there. Like as opposed to buying a system, a monitor, like controllers, keyboards, whatever, like you're buying a $50 screen which doubles as your console. Like that's still a super low barrier of entry.
I just don't know how they're gonna shut down Stadia. I mean, I think this is like right on the wall.
Ooh, do we want to place bets?
I mean, I'll bet. What do you want to bet though? Like what
You have to send me your
stakes?
Founders Edition controller.
Oh, yeah, but what do I get if I win?
If you win, I'll send you my PS5.
I have one. I don't need it. I'll scalp
You could sell it. You could scalp it. You could give it away on a card pack opening stream.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I give it 6 months.
6 months? Dude, I'm taking that
months.
bet. I'm taking that bet all the way to the bank. 6 months? No way. It's going to at least go for the rest of the year.
It's only been a little over a year.
Yeah, I would
Since
say
they
at
released
least
it.
another year.
I think they're going to, now that they've scuttled their probably what was just burning cash and wasn't, like, there was just nothing was coming out of it. So they're like, we need to stop doing this. We are Google, but you're really not supposed to light money on fire. That's really not good business sense.
I just don't see why anybody would spend $10 a month to play the same games that you still have to buy to play them on Stadia.
Oh, that's right. It's not like Game Pass.
So the $10 just gets you like the better quality streaming.
Yeah, it gets you so you can play them for free. Like you don't need the 4K. All you get is 4K 60. So if you want to just do 1080, then you could just not pay the premium. But yeah, then you still have to buy the games, unless you get a couple free games for being a premium member. But
doesn't it also not work very good?
I didn't
wrong?
notice. I didn't notice that many issues. I
hear
honestly,
mixed things.
I mean, I have decent internet, so maybe that's why I haven't had issues. But like when I played it, I didn't notice any like input lag or any type of lag. It was actually pretty impressive.
This is like our fourth Stadia story. Maybe I should try it.
You probably could just get a free. They probably just have free games.
I'm taking out a pen. Get Stadia after podcast. All right. Now I'm going to put that note right on top of my keyboard. There we go. All right, guys. I'll report back on my Stadia journey. I'm gonna get Stadia
impressions and a review up.
Yeah, 6 months after the fact.
When Stadia shutters its doors.
What do you think, though? Like, can they compete? If you have to buy games, and these other services are offering you access to games with a subscription,
like PlayStation Now, like you just pay a service a month, and you just have a bunch of games to play.
Yeah, and Game Pass does the same thing. But
do you have to have a PlayStation?
No, you could do your PC or your smartphone.
And Game Pass, like if you have it, you get access to the X Cloud or whatever. So it's the same thing, and you don't have to buy the games; you just stream them.
I don't think Stadia can compete unless they move to that model. There's no way, because the only selling point is that it's a lower barrier of entry, but then you just. I don't know. It's like they're pretending that there's not other pretty girls in the room to dance with.
I know. You're Google. Like, just throw your weight around. Yeah. You have so much money. Like, if you really wanted to make this thing work, you could throw a ton of money into it, and it would probably work.
That is literally the entire issue, is that they don't really know what they want to put their money into, and, like, they don't... I just feel like they don't make good judgment calls. Like, gaming is a huge space... You could get into it right now. There's clearly your competitors are blazing the trail of the correct way to do this, and you're not doing it right.
Wait, what is this?
Secure some like studios. Do the same stuff that Microsoft is doing. Do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You're a giant tech company.
Amazon has theirs coming out soon. I forget what that's called.
I think it's called Amazon Failure. Amazon Prime Gaming Plus.
You gotta have Twitch to play it.
Oh my god. Nobody wants Twitch.
So what are we gonna do about when you're streaming Stadia and people just hop in the game with you? You know? What happened to that?
Yeah, what did happen with that? Dude, that was so cool.
I know.
I remember, we saw
cool
that,
ideas.
And literally, they were like, "Yeah, you could be streaming on YouTube," and then somebody jumps into your NBA 2K1 game, and I'm like, "All right, awesome." And except I think it was NBA. What was it? 2K20
maybe.
2K20. It wasn't 2019.
Yeah, it might have been 19.
Yeah, that didn't happen. Not that I want to play an NBA game in general, besides like, gosh, what was that really awesome one? NBA Jam.
Yeah, well, yeah.
On like Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo. That game was so rad. I also have the Game Boy version of that. Never played it. I just own it.
So Stadia.
Anyways. So Stadia. Hey man, I'm just trying to be me. Okay? This is a podcast. I just want people to get to know me.
We must be very stagnant and on track.
Nope.
Dang it.
Nope. You can't do this. You will not keep us on the rails. I am actively pushing us off the rails. You cannot make me talk about Google Stadia for 15 to 20 minutes. I refuse. We'll start there. I'm gonna start talking about NBA Jam on Game Boy.
I was a Stadia user, and I signed up. You know, I had premium for a couple months. Mm-hmm. I want to see if I still have those games. I don't think
so. To have access to the game, you always have to be subscribed to the service.
The ones that you get for free, like it's kind of like
so it's just like anything else.
Yeah. Like now I have no games.
So if I had bought Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Stadia, but don't have a Stadia subscription, I can play Assassin's Creed Odyssey whenever I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, also the prices on Stadia were like they're more expensive than you could get them on the other platforms. Mm-hmm. Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey launched with it, and it was full price, and it's like who's gonna pay that when you get it for like $5 on PlayStation?
Yeah, exactly. Or like if you're going to be playing on a PC, like literally, I say this all the time. I don't know if I've said it on the podcast. CDkeys.com, guys. Do not buy things straight from Steam. Steam upcharges. All these marketplaces upcharge. You can literally go to cdkeys.com and get any game you want for like $6, and it's a legitimate website.
I got PlayStation Plus for half off on CD Keys.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, it's so good. Bayonetta for PC, $6. Go get it. What is it? Cyberpunk 2077 doesn't work, but it's $29 on CD Keys. # not sponsored. All right, do we want to wrap up Stadia? Because if I have to talk about it anymore, I might just leave the podcast. I'm just kidding. I do want to try it. I think it's interesting. I just am so mad at Google for just the mismanagement of just almost every product that they've ever brought to market. It's just like, get it together. Stop canceling things. Just get behind something. And like, there's no better product to get behind than the largest entertainment industry that exists, which is video games. Get behind it. Stop like hiding behind your like YouTube ad revenue that you're stealing from me. Like, gah, dang it. All right, I'm done raging. Final thoughts. I'm angry. That's my final thought. Okay, is that everyone's final thought?
I thought it was expected.
Yeah.
I mean, I keep saying like maybe I'll try it, but like I don't know. It's just it's not targeted at me at all. So.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, it's definitely not worth. Like if you have a console or a PC, there's no
like
need.
even PlayStation Now have like considered like trying it out, but I don't know. It's kind of steep, and like I'd rather just like buy the games I want than pay a lot for a bunch of games I won't play.
Yeah. I'll even just jump in real quick again, even though I was done talking. I canceled my Game Pass because I wasn't playing it. And, you know, I like to buy games and have them and collect them. It's fun for me. And I just wasn't playing them. I have them, all the ones I want to play. I don't know. It's not really aimed at us. We're a different kind of breed. An elite hacker was arrested for selling shiny Pokemon, which I think is probably the lamest thing that you can get arrested for being a hacker. You could be hacking into, like, a foreign government or a bank or, any number of things you could be hacking. But this 23-year-old Japanese man from Minamiku, Nagoya, violated the law by hacking and altering save data for Pokemon Sword and Shield, which is illegal, and he got arrested for it. How much shame did he just bring upon his family by literally... Okay, so I'll read the rest of the story. In April last year, he responded to a request from a 36-year-old man in Kyoto who wanted a shiny Sobble. So these two adult men wanted different colored monsters in it's in a fake world based in a video game. So they wanted a Sobble to be a different color. So the accusation is that he modified details with his PC and sent the Sobble to the man in exchange for 4,400 yen, which is not a lot. It is believed that the hacker has earned 1.15 million yen, which we did the conversion for you, and that is approximately 10,000 US dollars. He's been doing this as a service since November of 2020. You know what, man? COVID's going on.
Hold on. Let me do math real quick. I want to see how many he sold.
How many Pokemon he sold? And how many... I want to know if it's just between this 23-year-old man and this very sad 36-year-old man
260 Pokemon.
260 Pokemon. So he did this 260 times and is getting arrested. He's getting arrested! So currently... Sorry for screaming. Camilo, you can adjust that for me in post. Thank you. Okay, currently no details on any fine or punishments or additional punishments have been announced. So under Japan's unfair competition protection law, the editing of save data and distribution of the edited data is illegal as of 2019. Oof. So maybe he should have been doing this in the past.
Oh, he probably was doing it in the past. There's no way this guy just started hacking.
He probably had one of those YouTube channels. Do you guys remember those where, like, late at night, like, you could see, like, people just requesting shiny Pokemon, and they would just, like, on a live stream?
Yeah, it's like a bot or whatever. Like,
yeah.
It's like, type in this code, put this specific Pokemon up for trade, and then you'll get this in return.
Yeah. So I want to ask you guys, I think actually maybe Camilo wrote this question. What are your thoughts on the ethics of hacking or modifying games? John. Camilo. Darn. So close. I was like, who am I going to fill with this silence? Camilo.
I thought you were asking me first. You said my name.
He said you wrote that
whatever.
question.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Go ahead, John. I'm just kidding. Camilo, please go.
So, like...
Off the rails! Sorry.
Talking about Pokemon, I personally, if you're doing it for your own, like, amusement, and you're not, like, involving other people in it, I think it's fine. Like, people, I don't know, they hack for, like, content, or if they're, like, making content, like, on YouTube or something to make something easier to show. I'm not a fan of people hacking, like, when they're using that for, like, competitive play, or definitely something like this shouldn't be done where you're hacking a shiny in and then you're selling it for actual money.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't seem right. Yeah, so, like,
there's no way he's the only guy that's done this, right?
Wait, I'm sorry. You guys kind of stepped on each other. It didn't come through on my ears. What happened? What'd you say?
I said there's no way this is the only guy that does this, right? People sell shiny Pokemon.
No, he's the only one.
If I go to eBay.com, I could probably buy a shiny Sobble right now.
Go.
All right, I'm doing it.
They didn't list his name in the report.
It's probably a sting operation.
There's also a Japan-specific law. Like, we don't have this.
So eBay.jp.
You could get one for
you can
$2.
pretty much. I've seen like on eBay, you can buy like whole like entire shiny living decks or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So these say $2. They sold 151 of them. You think those are legit? You also get a free Master Ball.
No, they're not legit.
Yeah, it's definitely not legit.
Six IV as well. So,
There's nothing legit about that. So my thoughts, if you don't mind, on hacking or modifying games. If you're gonna hack and modify a game, and then it doesn't really affect any other community, like, for example, the competitive scene in Pokemon or the shiny collecting scene in Pokemon, like, those are, like, people try hard to collect shiny Pokemon in a legit way and have been trying to collect them in a legit way since, gold and silver, or since you can do it in red and blue. I mean, Camilo, you've done it. But, like, it's just, like, it's frustrating when there's an influx of illegitimate things, so it, like, takes away from, like, what these people are doing. Like, the effort that they put in to get that shiny Pokemon is, like, totally negated by the fact that someone just bought one for 99 cents on eBay, and then it floods the market with these fake Pokemon.
Yeah.
So, like, they're just not as special anymore, and that's frustrating. And then it's also frustrating if you get, like, a 6 IV Pokemon, and then they are entering those Pokemon into the competitive scene without getting caught, and then they're just thrashing you, or you're fighting them and you beat them, but you had to put in all the effort to, like, EV train, IV train, breed, hatch, like, get all the things that you need to do, buy the right items, and then this guy just typed in some things on his keyboard and he had the Pokemon he wants. So if it's messing up another community, I think it's bad. However, if you're modding a video game and you're adding 4K textures on a game from 2013, I don't think that's bad at all. You're actually improving the game, and it's like an optional mod that you can add on. So I think it's like, if you're helping a community and you're not, like, detracting from I just lost my train of thought. Detracting from... There's a noise happening outside my door, and it's extremely distracting. I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yeah, like, you don't want to gain, like, an unfair advantage over someone because you had access to something that they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. All right.
I'm here.
So I mean, it really. I don't personally hack. I'm not gonna lie. I did receive hacks because I got like 4 master balls.
Because you have a bunch of master balls. I went to your stream and I go, hey man, how are those hack master balls going? What's that like? How's that feel?
But I mean, I don't hack, and I don't hack to get an advantage. But like, there's always going to be people that are trying to find a way to cheat the system. Like, there's always going to be hackers.
True.
There's always going to be people.
Yeah, but there's a
modding.
difference between, like, cheating the system by using, like, the game's own means, like if there's like exploits and stuff, versus using like an external device to hack your game.
To like literally add lines of code to your save file. Like, that's different.
But then I want to ask John. So many.
What'd you say, John?
I can't believe he sold so many.
I'm proud of him.
I feel like that's more on the buyers. Like,
that's what I was about to do. Is I was going to blame the people who are enabling it. For example, like if a streamer is accepting hacked trades,
I mean, I don't know they're hacked when I get them. Okay,
that only encourages the people who are doing the hacking and the trading because they're like, oh my gosh, the streamer said my name when I sent him the hacked Pokemon. I'm going to do it again.
I feel dirty. You know, I don't even know.
Take a shower.
You know what? The next time someone offers me a shiny Pokemon that I'm hunting, I'll just receive it and then like release it right in front of them.
Do it.
I was watching.
I've done it.
I was watching a stream and they were on like 3,000 encounters or something. And somebody came in and they're like, "Yeah, I'll just give you the shiny so you don't have to hunt it anymore." Can you imagine spending all that time? 3,000 encounters is a long time. And then somebody's
You're gonna
just
tell
like,
us that. Yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating. I've also gotten them in Wonder Trades, or what is that what they're called in the current game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've gotten them in Wonder
Trade.
Surprise Trade or whatever. I've gotten them, and they have the Master Ball on them, and then I just release them. I don't even think twice. I just release them. I'm like, I don't want them. This is like it completely breaks the game to have like more than one Master Ball. Like it takes all.
But I didn't use any Master Balls like throughout the whole game. Like so, I already didn't use a Master Ball. So like those Master Balls are just sitting there. I'm not going to use them.
That's fine.
I think I've received like 2. Because someone sent me a Mew and it had a Master Ball, and then someone sent me a shiny Porygon that had a Master Ball.
Legit.
But like I don't like the only time I use a Master Ball is if I am about to catch a shiny and it's about to kill itself. So I just like having a few. I don't need like 100 of them.
Do you think the Dynamax Adventures breaks the game?
I think
it's great.
I
but
think
it's 100%
even though I've
catch
never
rate.
played it, just by knowing what the odds are alone, I feel like it's really taken away the specialness of it. Everything that Pokemon does,
yeah,
they just
but
keep
like,
making it easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. It's just like they're not special anymore.
I think it's fine because it takes the same amount of time. Because even if it's one in 100, they're long. They're like each one takes like 15 minutes.
But isn't it 1 in 25 because you can
the
one you're like if you're
like
going
1 in
for
25 if you're if you're looking at like any of the Pokemon can be.
But
shiny,
isn't it technically 4 in 100? Like your odds don't work that way.
No, they don't. But like people just say it like that. It's not technically like it's you have 4 shots at 1 in 100.
Yeah.
I love math. I actually do like math. All right, so that's how we feel about...
Let's just talk about odds on how to get a shiny Pokemon.
Let's super don't, because we only have 5 minutes left on the podcast. So let's jump into what do you feel is an appropriate punishment for the crime, since no details of a penalty have been publicized. All right, so you're judge, jury, and executioner. What do you do to this 23-year-old Japanese man?
He has to legitimately get 260 shiny Sobbles.
Yeah. That's actually fair. But he has to do it like in a prison cell. And the only way
they could just ban him. Like I think what was it like a few years ago? Like in Sun and Moon, like they perma banned like a wave of like people who were hacking online. Mm-hmm. They just like bricked their 3DSs from like going back online.
Yeah, they'll probably ban them and then fine them something.
I think that's like the reasonable thing, but now that we've gotten that out of the way, I want joke answers as to what we should do to this guy. I like John's answer of having to legitimately catch 260 shiny Sobbles.
Hatching eggs
so long. That
man will go crazy. That man will go crazy.
You know what? Prison that's too harsh. Let's do 260 Sobble, but he's got an ankle monitor and he's on house arrest, which is actually not that big a deal because we're all technically on house arrest anyway because there's a pandemic. So he's actually would be better off being on house arrest because he'd be very unlikely for him to catch COVID while he's just hatching eggs.
Oh gosh.
I think that house arrest, hatching shiny Sobbles is probably the perfect punishment for the crime.
And that's all he only could he wakes up, eats breakfast, hatches eggs. Eats lunch, hatches eggs.
And he has to eat eggs for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He's allowed to prepare them in any way he wants.
This is torture.
What? No, it's not. The man's being fed. He's playing video games all day long. That's not torture. Should he also have to, if he's doing hatching eggs, should he also have to ride a bicycle, like a treadmill, the whole entire time?
Somehow get one that goes around in circles.
I saw somebody who was doing that. I forget who it was.
Oh, he's not allowed to use a Pokemon with warm body either.
Yeah.
And he can't have the egg charm.
No egg charm, no shine. So no
shiny charm either.
No charms. Ankle monitor. He's handcuffed to a bicycle. And he has to hatch 260 salvos legit.
I feel like that is the perfect punishment for that specific crime. Mm-hmm. You know?
I'm trying to think of another hacking crime that's happened recently in games. Like cheating in Call of Duty.
There's a lot of cheating. I was actually watching...
They banned a bunch of people, right?
I was watching this video, and they showed this cheater, and he was streaming. Like, he was streaming the hack. And
wow,
it looked like he could see everybody on the map, and, like, everybody was a stick figure. So he could see through walls. And he was streaming this. It was insane. Wow. Like, how do you get away with that?
What is the thing, John, in Warzone when you get taken out and you have to fight your way back in?
The gulag.
The gulag. If you get caught hacking in Call of Duty Warzone, you have to go through an actual real-life gulag. No? Is that too hardcore?
Maybe not with real weapons.
Yeah, fake weapons. Of course, fake weapons. Gosh, I'm not crazy. Paintball. Yeah, it's paintball gulag. And, like, foam knives.
Or fist only, you know, just...
Yikes. You could put on, like, those, the rubber Hulk hands. That'd be cool.
And if you lose the gulag, you have to keep doing it until you win.
Oh, my God. Can you just imagine just one, just horrible player just getting just beaten for months on end?
I think we should, we should be hired by the justice system.
Yeah, by the justice system. Yeah,
we get to make up these punishments for these crimes.
Yeah, yeah. So, did you guys hear about the Game Pack? Yeah, they're on the Supreme Court now. It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I don't know. They just heard one of their podcasts, and they're on the Supreme Court now. It's insane. Yeah, they said really crazy stuff. I don't know why they're on either. Oh man.
This was a fun story. I'm glad we put this one in here.
Yeah, me too. This is ridiculous. Anyways, so yeah, I think I'm happy with those punishments. They fit the crime. If you do the crime, you gotta do the time. Final thoughts?
I can't wait to see what they actually do to him.
My final thought is that we definitely shouldn't be in charge of punishing people. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to also subscribe to us on YouTube and ring that notification bell. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Both are at the Game Pack YT. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next week.
Bye.